Welcome back to school, ISM. It's been a crazy half term, hasn't it? I mean, I've just about managed to ice skate, managed to keep myself more vertical than I have been horizontal on the ice at Gorky Park, tottering around, feeling pretty proud of myself. I even managed to overtake someone on Friday. That was a really, really proud moment. But, well, I was very proud anyway until I turned on the news, the sports news, and in South Korea, people were doing things which I wasn't quite living up to in Gorky Park. We had pirouettes on ice skates. We had people jumping off cliffs with only 2 poles in their hands and a couple of what looked like flippers on their feet. I know Miss Sproston's a lot better at this kind of thing than I am. But what they were doing in South Korea was on another level. And then we had people jumping down ice slopes head first with only a plank of wood, or what looked like a plank of wood, between themselves and the ice as they travel at 70 miles an hour towards the bottom of a pretty tall looking mountain. So I am in absolute awe of what I've been seeing in South Korea, and to commemorate the event, I've decided to do a Winter Olympic themed problem of the week. Now you need to listen to this one very carefully. I'm going to read this one to you word for word because the wording is very important. It's a logic puzzle and it requires you to match 5 pairs of teachers and the sport that each pair does. Okay, so each pair is going to contain 1 science teacher and 1 humanities teacher, and each pair will do a different sport between them. Okay, so hopefully this works out. As I say, I've just spent the last hour writing it, so it should work, but we'll see. Okay, so there are 6 clues, and the first one is Mr. Webb's partner is Mr. O'Connor. Quite straightforward. I'm giving you Mr. Webb's partner is Mr. O'Connor. Clue 2. Mrs. Carr participates in the slalom, which is where you've got those skis and you're weaving your way in and out of what look like flags on 2 poles. I'm sure they have a technical name, but I'm not a PE teacher. I don't know. Okay? So Mrs. Carr participates in the slalom and her partner is not Mr. Edwards. That was the second clue. The third clue, Mr. Casey is not a participant in the luge at the Olympics. That's one of those mad sports where they just throw themselves down off a slope head first and somehow make it to the bottom. Very, very dangerous. You never catch me doing that. Mr. Henderson, this is clue 4, Mr. Henderson and his partner Miss Tooley are participating in moguls. Now I saw this one on Google's and I don't know, is moguls an actual winter sport? I'm looking at it now. I've never heard of it in my life. If anyone actually knows what it is, feel free to tell me. It says that it's some sort of freestyle skiing competition, but seeing is believing. I've never seen it anyway. Clue 5. Miss Dewhurst is in the biathlon. That's the shooting event, I think. I think you have to ski and you have to shoot. And she is not Mr. Casey's partner. Okay, Mr. Casey is not with Miss Dewhurst. And the last clue, so clue number 6, is the remaining unmentioned competitors, please don't feel left out, nothing personal, were Mr. Malik and Mr. Parker. So you also need to find out whose partner Mr. Malik is and whose partner Mr. Parker is. All right? My advice for you is to draw a 2-way table, because if you don't sort the information into a graphical diagram, preferably a 2-way table, this is going to be impossible for you. So good luck with this. I'm looking forward to seeing the solutions. Difficult one this week, though. Very difficult.